Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Dellavedova and Smith are the guard tandem. And it's Thompson in at the 5.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet. You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
And so here's Cleveland. LeBron James on the wing. The drive by Thompson. Good D by Sullinger.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And so here's Cleveland after Isaiah Thomas made that last three-pointer.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
The feet to Sullinger. They set the pick. Layup off the pick. And he lays it up and in.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Thomas kicks to Smart. He feeds it to Johnson. Here's Crowder. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Dellavedova, that's good.
And really just straight to the basket with a full head of steam.
Well, if you're going to throw it down, make sure you throw it down with force.
Now here's Thomas. Kicks it to Sullinger. Stolen by Thompson.
Yeah, they gotta fix that, man.
Knocks it loose.
If I'm running the play and I got an X over my man head, pass the ball to the dude who the X is over.
Now here's Smart. Tight defense on him. Outside for Thomas. Dishes it to Johnson. Sullinger right side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Crowder. Here's Johnson. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Love wide open. He fires. Here's Thompson. The stupendous finish in traffic.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Now here's Smart. Johnson the screen. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Misses the 3.
You gotta get that rebound.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
No one near Smith as he lets it go. No good. That would have tied it. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. And the shot's good from Crowder.
It doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Now here's Sullinger. And it's Crowder, top of the key. Shot clock at 5. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Smart with the ball. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Sullinger. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
They've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns in their first meeting. He took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared them down as he was hitting shots. Looked at that bench, man. He had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
Here's Thomas. Following the basket by Kevin Love. Clock at 6. Stolen. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. And finished off by LeBron.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
And guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic?
Sullinger, the screen. Out to the right wing. Shot clock at 6. Here's Johnson. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. James, left side. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Jared Sullinger. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Boston.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
And you just look back over the career of LeBron, and you have to say he's an all-time great already. I mean, the numbers are there, the multiple championships, some already calling him the best small forward to ever play the game.
Your Revco's checked in for Johnson. On a switch here also for Cleveland. Richard Jefferson. He's checked in for James. And Thomas, here we go. The shot by Sullinger, wide open. Boston again missing. You just look at LeBron, Clark, in a historical context. Last season, he became the first player since Bill Russell and his Celtics to make it to the NBA Finals 5 consecutive years.
Boy, I tell you what, this says even more about LeBron, that whenever he leaves a team, they miss the playoffs. And no matter what team he's on, they're favorites to win their conference.
Here is Thomas. Anderson Varejao making his last shot. Thomas goes in. Smart, wide open, he fires. And that time, also a missed shot. Here's Cunningham. Rebound, Boston.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Outside Thomas. Down low. Tries to save it.
And he was camped in just the right spot to swipe that pass away down low.
Cunningham passes to Varejao. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
On defense, Boston. They trail by 1. Bradley against Jefferson. Right side, Thomas. Back to Bradley. Shot clock at 6. Thomas dishes to Urepko. Boston needs to get off a shot. There's Thomas, plenty of space. And that one hits back iron. Here's Cunningham. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And the Cavaliers lead by 3.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Thomas kicks to Yarebko. Thomas inside. Cunningham's there. And Thomas, here we go. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
For three, Love. And it's Bradley with the rebound. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Thomas with the ball. Now Smith defending. Outside Thomas. Shot to end this cold run. He makes that one drop. Only a second and 5 tries.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Well, last year for the Celtics, they weren't exactly world beaters at home. Still good enough, though, to get the job done.
Yeah, just a game over 500 here in Boston. Not great, but at least it was over 500 for a young up-and-coming team.
Turner's checked in for Boston. A switch here also for Cleveland. Jones is checked in. Sullinger passes to Brantley. Kept alive by Boston. The tray. They get it back. Out to Turner. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Turner's got his first bucket in this one.
And, you know, for the Celtics at home, they were able to get wins by playing tough defense in front of their rabid fans. Their offense virtually the same as when they were on the road. The defense was the difference at home.
Now here's Thomas. Following the miss by Kevin Love. On the wing, Turner. And he slams it one-handed.
Certainly that shot well within his range.
I would hope so.
And especially when he caps it off with the steady one-hand jam. And as you said with the Celtics, it was the D at home that helped them get wins here. They'll want to be better than one game over 500 this season to get back into the postseason.
And so it's Boston with it. The Cavaliers making the shot. Back to Thomas. From deep. And Jones pulls it down.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint. How about the feel and the awareness he had there, finding his teammate behind the defense on the break?
And Thomas, here we go. No one near Turner as he lets it go. Nice jump shot from the top of the key.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Thomas dishes to Yarebko. Off target with his three.
Boy, he shows a lot of desire when he's fighting for that tough board, and his length doesn't hurt either.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Tie game in Boston. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Just the way they've been able to pound that backboard. I think that's been the difference.
Establishment of a good low post presence, a big part of the success.
On the court for Cleveland, LeBron and Thompson are up front. Jefferson is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Jones in at the 3 spot. Rozier traps in the tray. Rozier got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Smith checked in for Jefferson. And the second free throw, good. Well, for Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's sixth man of the year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career high 55% from the floor.
LeBron kicks to Thompson. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's got 3 assists in the game.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
It's picked off. Here's Rozier. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
The Celtics with the lead. Zeller passes to Lee. Back to Zeller. Lee up top. The pass to Rozier. Shot clock at 5. And he converts the layup. Rozier's got 7 points for the quarter.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
And finished off by LeBron.
Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty. And he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Outside Turner for the 3. That one's rebounded by Dellavedova. The Cavaliers have gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Jefferson's checked in. Pass to Turner. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Dellavedova. Lee with the block. Here's Rozier. Drains it from beyond the arc. Rozier's got 10 points in the quarter.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
For Boston, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Now here's Turner. He has 6. Kicks it out to Bradley. Just 4 to shoot. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Bradley's got his first 2 points. Dellavedova kicks to LeBron. Shot's good.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Outside Jefferson. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession. The Celtics making a switch here. Jerebko's checked in. Here's James. He's got 17. Outside for Jefferson. The three-pointer, no good.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Picked by Lee. Feeds it to Jerebko. Passes it to Rozier. And Jones sends it back. He dishes it to Thompson. Outside, Jones. Here's Jefferson. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
And stolen by LeBron. And here's the fast break. LeBron leading the way. That's good. Now it's a 6-point Cavalier lead.
I like the way they've picked it up here offensively in the second.
Yeah, up above 50% in terms of field goal percentage. They're on a roll.
Back to Bradley. Can't nail the jumper.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's James. The rebound by Lee. The Celtics have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Jones is running.
The solo alley-oop. That's not something we see too often.
Timed it perfectly. You're right. And caught the defense totally off guard.
Hey, guys, how about his coach? Looked like his heart was in his throat there for a second. Now, though, he's able to smile. More of a smile of relief.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
It's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. Celtics trail by 8. Here's Smart. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really like. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Some changes for Boston. Sellinger's checked in for Olynyk. Turner comes in for Jay Crowder. And Thomas subbed in for Hunter. Knocked loose. And here we go. Thomas heading to the hoop. And slam dunk by Smart.
That's how you make it happen, guys. Ball pressure and then a run out.
And that's how you flip the script in terms of momentum right there. And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from 3 was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
And it doesn't even draw iron.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
James. And Turner with the block. Thomas, no good.
You know, you talk about Smart's lackluster field goal percentage. Once he gets more comfortable with his ball handling and adjust to the length in the NBA, I think he'll convert more at the basket. That'll also create more drive and dish chances for him as well.
Clock at 6. Wing shot on the way. Here's Love. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
There's Thomas with the 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
That's good.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
It's Sullinger with the drive. Good D from Love. And then Cunningham slams it in. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Smart with the ball. Cunningham's there. Smart kicks to Turner.
And it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for Cleveland. Smith comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. Smart dishes to Johnson. Sullinger, the open look. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
He just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him.
1:44 left now here in the second. And stolen by Love.
That steal was the product of active hands and outstanding defensive awareness there.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
And how thrilled must have Evan Turner been last season to get a second chance. Clark with the boost in minutes, the confidence of the coaching staff. His game almost just changed overnight.
Yeah, he's a guy who needs the basketball. He's such a good, solid playmaker and has excellent size. Never had a chance in Indiana to really handle the ball and play to his strengths because of Paul George and Lance Stevenson, but he found a nice niche in Boston.
Well, you know what he can do after watching him for so many years with the Buckeyes.
Yeah, he's terrific.
Good
basketball
like
IQ, too.
The ball just went right in front
And
of me.
Varejão kicks to Love. The 3 from LeBron. But they recover it. Here's Cunningham. And Boston with the rebound. Thomas got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Smart. Shot is off. James with some nice D. The Cavaliers leading by 13. And taken away by Johnson. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's blocked. And they get it back. Smart with the ball. Guarded now by Kevin Love. And it's Turner off the drive. And there's the foul. It's on Jared Cunningham. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That's a great job getting to the line here. He didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
17 seconds left to play here in the half. LeBron against Turner. The Cavaliers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. And the first one drops.
Shooting for Boston, LeBron James.
2nd free throw, no good. One-on-one fast break from deep. Thomas. And he gets it to go. Thomas got it back down to within single digits for the Celtics.
You know, sometimes you don't like to see guys pull up from three-point range on the break, but for him, with nobody on him, that's a pretty good shot.
Got it up. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so that's the end of...
Here we go, Boston.
And the second half about to start here. Just a few moments.
64 points, 52 points in the
What
paint.
can you say?
Stop that
LeBron
paint,
James. What an impressive effort today.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
What a game for LeBron. He has 18 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
No doubt about it. He's the conductor, the band leader, Clark. And this offense has really performed at a high level.
Turner, the small forward, with Sullinger at the 4. Isaiah Thomas out there with Smart. And it's Johnson in at the 5, home in the paint. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key. Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration.
And Love throws it down.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Now here's Smart, covered by Smith. Outside for Thomas. The dish to Johnson. And stolen by Love. The drive by James. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14. Well, for J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
And that one's good. 6 points for Johnson. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Love with the screen for Smith. From outside the arc. But he gets it back. It's a pick by Love. And it's Smith penetrating.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters. But such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles, sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
And the Celtics making a change here. Bradley's checked in. And Thomas has it in the corner. The shot is off. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. It doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. Jefferson's checked in for Cleveland. Smith against Turner. Screen by Lee. 5 on the clock. And Turner kicks to Jerebko. It's deflected. And the rejection by Love. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Dellavedova from outside. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Here's Rozier. He's got 10. That's good. Rozier's got 12 in the game.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Dellavedova, the pass to Love. Off target from three-point range.
Well, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance, leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
And a wide open look for Lee. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Cleveland's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Love outside. And it's Thompson that time on the assist by Love.
Assisted by
11 points in the game.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
There's a screen.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt.
Smith for 3 from beyond the arc and then some. Smith's got 6 in the quarter.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half. And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an
rebound.
Really.
We start getting that rebound.
And Love gets it to go.
They have got to box out better than that. That putback's just another example of what a difference there's been between these two teams. It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
Enjoy seeing that kind of bounce out of that spot on the floor.
But they'll get another chance. And good on the basket. Book it. Love's got 10 points in the game.
On the court,
a tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. Says something about how long he's waited for success.
And Cleveland making a change here. Jones is checked in. Celtics trailed by 14. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Sullinger.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
For 3, Smith. That's good. 13 points in the game.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Thomas dishes to Bradley. Boston, no good that time either. The Cavaliers leading by 17. And here's Jones. It's a pick by Love. Fires the three. And Jones now atop the key. Jared Cunningham, he's checked in for Cleveland.
That's his first personal foul. Cavaliers substitution. Jared Cunningham.
Now Smith. 13 points in the game. The tray. Jared Sullinger pulls it in. Sullinger's got 6 rebounds in the game. Outside Thomas. Pass to Hunter. Takes the three. Kept alive by Boston. Well, Cleveland shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. Smith missing again.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And Zeller kicks to Bradley.
How he
It's
get the
stolen
ball?
by
He was
Jones.
behind me.
For three, Smith. Again, the miss by Smith.
Well, in most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
Thomas up top. Pick by Zeller.
Cavaliers
Some changes for Boston. Johnson, he's checked in for Tyler Zeller. Jay Crowder comes in for Hunter. And Smart subbed in for Avery Bradley. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Kevin Love. And he gets it to go.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
And that one's good. Cunningham's got 10 points in the game.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anderson Varejau. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Smart. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Varejau.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, and maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
Jones, no luck. Celtics trail by 15. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Sullinger against Varejau. Sullinger inside. 6 to shoot. And the shot's good from Crowder. Crowder's got 5 points now this quarter.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
That nigga hit a shot. That's the first time I ever seen
Well,
him
so
shoot
far
that
for
nigga.
Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but
Good
praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit for that.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And part of the reason why the Celtics are ahead of schedule in their rebuild is because of Coach Brad Stevens. He has everyone on the same page.
You know what? You talk around the league about Coach Stevens, and other coaches are just astounded by his work ethic. People around the league think he's already a top coach and could be one of the greats by the time he's done if he stays at the professional level.
David Lee's checked in for Boston. Then for the Cavaliers, LeBron comes in for Thompson. And Harris subbed in for Smith.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Now here is Harris. He's guarded closely. And Varejau kicks to Jones. 6 on the shot clock. Harris. No good from outside.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
From deep, LeBron sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. James has got 25 points in the game. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
We've got 1:28 left in the third quarter. Out to Harris. Lets it go with a three. Another three for Cleveland.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
The three from Thomas. It's hauled in by Harris.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle. And that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Celtics foul ball.
The Cavaliers.
Oh, these
the ball
niggas be
free throw from the
irritating
line,
the
going
fuck
8
out
of
of
11.
me, man. Damn. This is fucking
And the
shot.
first one drops.
They didn't shoot it well from the line in the first half. But they've turned it around here, and it's helped them secure the lead. I mean, free throw shooting is important when you're trying to pad a lead.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Zeller, he's checked in for Johnson. Turner comes in for Crowder. Bradley's checked in for Marcus Smart. And it's Rozier in for Isaiah Thomas. Inside, here's Cunningham. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. In part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
Verjao with a screen-on lead. LeBron passes to Verjao.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Cleveland ahead, running away with it. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Jared Cunningham. Also Jefferson out there. James Jones is out there with Anderson Verjao. And it's Cowan in at the 4.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Here's Turner. Drills it from outside.
I don't know. I'll ball with them
In the
one
first half,
game.
they didn't shoot nearly as many threes. But finding themselves down now, they've started to cast up a lot more triples.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
I keep running with these niggas on the front.
And for Verjao, his wild hair and frenetic style long ago earned him the nickname Wild Thing. I mean, diving for loose balls, taking charges, but that energy and enthusiasm may be unsurpassed really by any other player in our league.
Well, Greg, you're talking about Verjao. He may play wild, but his production has backed it up. A few years ago, he averaged, Clark, over 14 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and I don't think he plays that wild. I think he just looks wild.
I don't get
that
how
hair
he
flying
plays.
all over the place, and he's giving up his body.
That's a
I
good
don't know
point,
if he's
yeah.
necessarily
Charlotte,
a wild player as much as he
teams
just
ranked
looks
27,
and appears
28.
to be
Get
everywhere at
wins
all
with the
times.
niggas. Boston ranked 11.
And pushing it up is Cleveland again in
Get these
transition.
niggas fucking lose.
Jefferson's shot is off.
Things.
It's Bradley on the wing. Looking to end his cold spell. Verjao comes with the double team. Here's Rozier. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be a ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. The offensive rebound. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And it's Bradley off the drive. And he banks in the layup.
And with the Celtics being a surprise,
they playing deep, but defense only gets you so far.
Even their losses were close games.
With the shot, and another miss by Cleveland.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. He kicks it to Zeller. 4 on the shot clock. And it's Bradley off the drive. It's deflected. Now Cleveland moving it up. Jones is running. Now the feed to Varejao. And stolen by Zeller. And Turner with the slam.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Goes up on the block. Varejao can't hit.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going is probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. One thing about David Lee is a proven scorer and rebounder. Clark. Health, though, has been a concern.
It has been very durable early in his career, Kevin, but of late we've seen hamstring issues, back issues, and torn hip flexors, and that's taken a toll on him for sure.
And guys, for David Lee, when healthy, he can absolutely fill it up. I mean, he's a terrific offensive player, can score over both shoulders, a really solid passer, and of course, a volume rebounder.
Here's Dellavedova. To the paint. Here's Thompson. Offensive rebound. Near the three-point line, it's Love. And that one hits back iron. The Celtics working the ball around now. And he gets it to go. And that's now 9 points for Avery Bradley.
And David Lee reworking to improve his mid-range jumper going into last season. When he's hitting that shot, guys, he's almost impossible to defend.
James. No good again that time. There's Rozier. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And when we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
Love kicks to Smith. Nasty. Absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of tricks.
I tell you what, I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that one again.
Well, one more and that's it. He'll be DQ'd, disqualified. He's got to be able to defend without picking up that last disqualifying foul.
And he's good on the second.
And Evan Turner's one of those guys, he just gives you a little bit of everything. I mean, he can play multiple positions, handles the ball, he can pass it, shoot it. Kind of a Swiss Army jackknife who uses multiple tools to his advantage.
Celtics trailed by 19. Kicks it out to Bradley. Zeller passes to Rozier. From outside the arc. Boston again missing.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes. as we saw in the first half.
Celtics foul.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
At the line for the
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Smart with the ball. Johnson attacking. Puts up a three. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Wide open.
Love's got 11 rebounds in the game.
LeBron James.
And those mid-season trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot. Gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
You ain't even
Here's
mastered
Smart.
your own team yet.
Outside for Sullinger. Over to the wing. And he's going up for the alley-oop. It's taken away by Smith. To the middle. Dellavedova.
Matthew Dellavedova.
That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Assist goes to
Dellavedova's got 9 points here in the second half.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best mid-season. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Cleveland with the ball. They're on an 11-1 run. And James throws it down.
Wow, just look at that lead. Both ends, they have been the team in control.
Yeah, and they put the fans simply on mute. They've not had anything to cheer about, and they've been silent.
Johnson right side. 14 feet away. Good, he hits the jump shot. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. Now here's James to the inside. And the dunk by Love.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Sullinger left side. The three. And Smart the bucket on the assist from Jared Sullinger. And that's 13 points for Marcus Smart.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Out to the right wing. From downtown. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Smith for 3. And that one's good. Smith's got 8 here in the quarter.
I know one thing.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
I told you I was going to beat
And that steal paid instant dividends.
No wasted time or motion getting out on that fast break.
And Thomas, here we go. In the corner, Smart with it. The wing jumper off target.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's foul number.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And it's James Jones in for Kevin Love. To the left side wing. Looking to end the run. And it's denied. And they get it back. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. A different look now for Cleveland. Jefferson comes in for Smith. And it's Cunningham in for Matthew Dellavedova. And stolen by LeBron. And now here comes Jones leading the break. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential they put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
Here's Sullinger. Boston again missing.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball, share the sugar.
Here's the break.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, that was nice.
No doubt. There are assists, and then, guys, there are assists.
Here's Cunningham. Good from the moment it left his hand. That makes him 10 for 14.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Cleveland.
And this was one that never really was in doubt. I thought Stephen Clark
got a million points in the paint. You want to talk to me about a shot selection?
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
I got something for Cleveland.
And beyond the actual result of
You'll
this
never
game,
beat me with them
fans are going to
again.
look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for James. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
There's Thomas with the three. Again, Thomas missing. And Jefferson, here we go. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
I got something for Cleveland.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
I got
Thomas's shot is off.
And I don't know if he needs a rest in this quarter or what, but he needs something to get off the snide.
My shot selection.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win.
Majority of the shots that I'm taking, they're open shots.
It was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
A wide open brick.
Shot by Smart.
Different.
24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
I got something for the niggas, though.
23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Don't start telling me about my shot selections. Your shot selection.
And here's Crowder.
Crazy.
Fade away. And the shot falls short this time. The drive by James. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's on Jared Sullinger. First one falls for him.
I want to get off, though. If you want later tomorrow, we'll wrap.
And both free throws good for LeBron. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here.
You got that ass text. That nigga high. Nigga is really high. Cause this is what I'm saying. Hold up, time out. Oh wait. This is what I'm saying. I played great with them last game. When I had my game plan, and after that I told you what I did. I exposed my game plan to you. That's why I was mad at my damn. I really played good. Really did my research. Came up with a game plan. Not only did I come up with a game plan, I executed it. Locking the nigga the fuck up. He crying the whole game talking about a defect, nigga. Yeah, I did play good. I played damn good last game. And you took my credit. That's why I was mad. It's hard to run with the Celtics and get good and be consistent, get offense and defense with out of them niggas for 4 quarters, nigga. Man, you got me fucked up. If you listen, you will never beat me with them niggas. You can't even win. The only team you win with is Cleveland. Let's clear that shit up. I done beat the Cavs with. How many teams I beat the Cavs? Different teams I beat the Cavs with. I think the Celtics the only team I ain't beat them with. Yeah, all right, you right. I'm gonna get up with you though, man. I'm gonna get off. You on later? I'll hit you up if you woke.